Welcome back. Looking to the day's sports news now. The final round of the traditional 43-foot sailing dhow championships organised by Dubai International Marine Club will be held this Saturday. The three-heat championship will culminate with a fleet of over 70 magnificent racing dhows contesting for the overall top place and the honour to start next season as boat number one. The positions on the overall scoreboard are close at the top after the two previous races. Al Ziyad, skippered by Mohammed Rashid bin Shaheen, was 4 points. Lying second is Al Adid with 5 points, but only 2 points away are Dahiz and Al Sharid with 6 points. The race on Saturday will start at 4:30 p.m. and is expected to last for around 2 hours. Ross Taylor celebrated his 27th birthday in style on Tuesday, clobbering a 124-ball 131 against a sloppy Pakistan in Sri Lanka. Taylor thrived on the generosity of wicketkeeper Kamran Akmal, who let the batsman off twice in 3 balls early in his innings to hit 7 sixes and 8 fours and power New Zealand to 302-7, a total well beyond the Group A opponents Pakistan. Man of the match Taylor, who has been going through a lean patch in the last few months, was obviously pleased that he had finally come out of the rut. New Zealand's only cloud on Tuesday was the injury to skipper and spin bowler Daniel Vettori. Vettori was treated for a right knee injury picked up early in the Pakistan innings when he dived precariously while attempting a catch. He will find out within a couple of days how serious it is.
Obviously, he's a key part of our team, and we need him to go further in this competition. But he didn't bowl the ball today, and we won. So we'll just have to give it a couple of days and see where he's at. But obviously, he is a big part of our team, and hopefully he's all right in come 2 or 3 days' time.
Meanwhile, as New Zealand hammered Pakistan in a 110-run victory, Pakistani fans across the country were saddened but not hopeless about their team's future in the World Cup. For a team notorious for their unpredictability, Pakistan showed rare consistency, winning their first 3 matches, but the defeat by New Zealand would surely push skipper Shahid Afridi into serious thought. Australian Matthew Goss won the 3rd stage of Paris-Nice in a crash-ridden sprint in Neuilly St George to take the overall race lead on Tuesday. Riders from Down Under are flourishing in the race, with another Australian, Henry Kousler, second in the same time ahead of Russia's Dennis, third for the second day in a row. Victory at the end of a long ride of 5 hours and 16 minutes enabled the 24-year-old Goss to take the yellow jersey from Belgium Thomas de Gent. De Gent slipped to second place in the overall standings, 2 seconds behind the HTC High Road sprinter. And finally, young racing drivers from around the world aiming at Formula One tested their Formula 3 cars at Silverstone track on Tuesday in the run-up to the British F3 Series. The British Series has traditionally been an important route to Formula One, with last year's title winner Jean-Eric Vin already being involved in developing the Red Bull Racing F1 car for this season. Among those returning to the British Series, looking for a championship win, are Brazil's Felipe Nasser and Malaysia's Jasmine Jafar, Britain's William Buller and Rupert's Vincent Cook, and Carlos Huertas of Colombia. The 10-meeting series features 3 races at each track, starting in Italy.
Well, the ultimate goal for me is Formula One, and British Formula 3 is a traditional step, has been for many years. And you look at the past and current F1 drivers now, majority of them have done British Formula 3. So for me, with Formula 1 being the ultimate goal, Formula 3 just seems like the logical step for me, and it's something I've always wanted to do. We're taking the opportunity and try and make the most of it.
The 3rd edition of the Emirates Airlines Festival of Literature opened this year with a focus on developing the love of reading among children. In its bid to fight illiteracy and encourage a culture of reading, more than 500 local and international authors, poets and musicians and other performers devote their time to the week-long festival. Khadija Salih has more.
If the performances on opening day of Emirates Airlines Festival of Literature 2011 is anything to go by, residents are guaranteed a week of educational entertainment. According to the festival director Isabel Abulhul, the event, dubbed as the biggest annual literary festival in the Middle East, is exactly what it is and more.
We will get bigger, not bigger in the sense of more authors, but actually more and more people will come to know about our festival and attend and appreciate how much fun it is. I think this is what people people have to remember, coming to a literary festival is great fun. You will hear things that you didn't expect to hear. You will meet people you didn't expect to meet. And we all know the famous authors, but what I would say to festival goers is go and see your favourite author, but step outside your comfort zone. Go and see someone that you've never read and see, do you think you want to read them or not? Go and listen to them. You might find that you're going to discover a new writer that you really enjoy.
Residents will also have an opportunity to meet face-to-face with 130 world-famous authors. Among them is Michael Morpurgo, writer of the now-famous book War Horse. According to the author, when he first released his book, barely anyone read it. However, a series of events changed his life, turned the book into a successful play, and will soon come out on the silver screen. He says his belief in power of truth, one's imagination as well as storytelling, and the desire to share all these brought him to the festival.
What I hope is, with all these writers and people who are here, and myself, we're going to be meeting hundreds of children. I'm going to be talking to hundreds during the time that I'm here. You hope that several of them, a dozen of them, 20 of them, 100 of them, will catch fire with reading and maybe writing. Because I think when you meet the person who does the actual work, it's like anything. If you get a kid who's growing vegetables, the most important thing is to do it alongside someone who loves vegetables, who loves the ground, who knows what they're doing, and passes that on to the kid.
While there are many international talents present, homegrown poets are also very much available. The 5-day event promises a lineup of activities and events, from literary debates, readings, and workshops, which organizers say will cater to everyone. At the same time, organizers hope it will encourage the public to discover more.
We are all hooked on writing because of this training at young age, and I think this is very important, crucial to get the children to like reading and books. Otherwise, they become just interested in electronic things, in watching TV and videos, and that doesn't give you the same kind of enlightenment and depth like reading books.
I counted the number of children who were on the stage. You know how many there were? 220. I counted them actually to see what the size of the chorus. And I think it's wonderful to see this in this place in Dubai, an island of peace in the Middle East, compared to what's happening around us.
Organizers say the festival is a strong testament of Dubai's literary culture, as it celebrates literature in all its forms and further establishes the city's status as a regional hub for culture and arts. The event runs for 5 days until the 12th of March. Khadija Sali, 7 National News.
A young Emirati woman was lucky enough to celebrate her birthday with her family and friends during the same time as International Women's Day. As celebrations for this special day continue, we asked her and her sister about their future aspirations and about the vital role women play today in the UAE.
My role model must be my mom, because she made me and my sister grow up to the individuals we are today. My mom always motivated us to enter whatever field we wanted or wished to, and she always told us that there is no difference between a man and a woman can achieve what a man can achieve and more.
Especially for the women in Dubai, I think go for it, don't stop, there is no limits, and seeing more and more women starting up businesses and entrepreneurship businesses, I think that's really good, and they should always reach for their dreams, and women can do everything now.
And with that, let's take a look at the local and international weather forecasts for tomorrow. Before we head out, here are the top stories again. UAE Foreign Minister receives Pakistani Minister of Foreign Affairs. GCC and Australia sign MOU on strategic dialogue. North Japan issues a tsunami warning. And Dubai's economic outlook looking positive for 2011. Well, that brings us to the end of the bulletin. As always, please feel free to get in touch with us at news@city7tv.com or by calling us on 04367 2230, and do join our Facebook page. But from the entire news team, it's goodbye for now.